Welcome back to Total War Pharaoh in part 23 of our Amenmesse campaign, or what will most likely be the culmination and final episode for Pharaoh for now, at least. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the power of the crown. We have unlocked the 4th tier with 400 legitimacy, so we're going to come on in here and I am going to snag the court presence 4, which will allow us to fill out all 5 of the court positions because we need we need no vassals. Amenmesse can do it all himself. And then we're going to come on in here to this royal power, and we are going to add on in the upgraded forced annexations. We can basically just force a faction up to 2 regions to join our nation, free of charge. And then that will also allow us to grab the growth migration here at tier 1. We can just move some population around wherever we would like. Perfect. And speaking of, if we come on into our diplomacy, it is time for the forced annexation power to be used. So let's see if there's anyone up here that has 2 settlements that we would like.
We must be ruthless.
I mean, I would only really like to take from the Egyptians.
Proud son
We could
of
just
Egypt.
decide that the Saw belong to us, which would be quite a blow. Their armies would immediately just go away.
For
We could also
Pharaoh's
claim
glory.
Buto, or Buto, I'm not sure exactly how you would pronounce that, and then we would immediately get our fights, hopefully with the Sea People pretty quickly. That is an interesting proposition, and one I'm actually tempted to go for. So we're gonna grab Buto here, or Buto, either or, and we shall force annex them into Amenmesse's armies. Welcome. Oh, good grief. Well, we're not gonna be ready for these sea peoples, but now we can see them at least. Have ourselves some battles. Maybe we can build up proper defenses. Please say you at least have the defense building. No, and they've already been attacked once. Well, this isn't great. Looks like the Buto province is likely to get kneecapped pretty aggressively. Well, how can we try to stop this? I don't think we can. We could build up an army here. Let's quickly go back into diplomacy and see if we can't snag any new allies.
Raid Lord of Canaan.
Maybe. Ooh. Bay is tempted to go for
All our
military
merely
access.
puppets.
No defensive alliances.
I stand strong.
Any vassals? Ooh, hang on now.
Son
The people of
Canaan.
Hetch. Province, you guys own land in our territory, don't you?
I will listen.
Well, now,
I promise no more.
I'll listen and I promise no more. But you give me as much food as you're willing to cough up, so I'm just gonna keep maxing that out. And, well, we should start. No, are you joking? We're not going to do it that way. That will take forever. Maybe 5,000. Now we're getting closer. Oh, really? Maybe you don't have all that much in terms of food. Alright, 500. Okay, now we're much closer. 550. 75. Asking for too much. That will do. Welcome to Egypt, Canaan. And now we've discovered 3 new gods. We might go for a kind of mixed demand resources. This is going to tell us what the downsides are to this. Oh, here we go. It's going to make them despise us. Demanding too many resources may cause them to break away from the treaty, and you can't demand resources from the same faction for 7 turns. I'm not going to worry about this for now. We have so many resources, all we're going to demand from them is likely some food. Sweet. Let's go ahead and supplant some spies in Chupaluluma's court. Just like to know what he's up to as we prepare for the invasion of the Sea Peoples. Not even going to show us what their armies look like. Really wanted to see some of their units.
My freedom is everything.
Freedom is everything. Well, I'd love to hear it. And Sai will go ahead and try to recruit up another general. I just don't think it's going to be in full try, though. Welcome, Aref.
The might of Nubia.
They may choose to completely bypass Perwajet and go after
is supreme.
Sai. They could likely hit both settlements
The
at
might
once.
of Nubia.
Oh
Come
no.
explore with me.
Got lower Egyptians. Chariots are likely something we're going to need. I think it's likely we're going to lose these settlements here. Let's go ahead and try to grab in. I'm willing to use 2 of these
Be
units
my brothers
only.
in arms.
Or let's just do as much damage as you can. We'll grab some Egyptian axe conscripts.
Join me in adventure.
Or perhaps normal chariots.
The battlefield calls.
Very tough call. If we can survive till Shimsu-Hor, we have more Kushite troops to use, but I wasn't expecting them to be right there. Oh my. We need to move up to Minifer quickly. So the other thing is that R2 note, we have Amenmesse moved on up to Kent Men. There was an army here that was in march stance. Smashed it real quickly, and we're going to move on through. There's another Wasset army here hanging out in Seti's lands. I will try to resettle Akhenaten. I'm not sure if we're able to, just because we don't have the Cultivaten available. And I think that's what this city is supposed to be. You're only supposed to be able to see it if you are using that ancient legacy. We'll move as quickly as we can up to Minifer and try to provide some support for all of these massive waves of sea people coming on in. We've got ambushes set up in this province and up back by the Saw. Just trying to lure them out of their settlements, and if not, we'll just kind of move in and do some damage. We should be able to reach the fort in the next turn, so that should at least allow us to deal damage if they decide to hide. Building up workforce there, but that is about all we can get up to for this turn. Trying to chase off the individual Libu as they sprint through and after the weaker settlements.
Warrior of
Got another ambush here. If he goes after Thez, it allows us to move in and destroy. But we're playing a very aggressive defense for now in the Western Desert. Alright, let's come on back up to Amenmesse. Where are you hiding, Pharaoh?
Amenmesse, Pharaoh of Egypt.
And the Saw fall for our ambush. Fools. We'll go ahead and give this one to the auto-resolve. Yeah. Right in your gut. That's the first step to becoming a greater, unclean one. We're going to go ahead and have them serve Egypt.
My greatness is proven.
And Chahemi has also fallen for our ambush. The fool. He just kind of pushes him away. Not very lethal, but it works out. Most of the army's gone. We'll also go ahead and have them serve Egypt.
I'm always learning.
Okay, so for some reason we didn't get attacked. Is it because they felt sorry for us? Or are they trying to chase Ramesses around? That is so many armies. Okay, here we go. Aegean Panoply Spearmen. Oh, these guys are all tier 4? Or tier 5? Good grief, 80 armor. And they're heavy archers. These guys have some nasty stats. They're very slow, though. Marauder Slingers. Yeah, these guys have some decent... Well, their melee stats are nowhere near ours at this point, just due to the upgrades, but those are some dangerous slings. Let's get moving. So we'll have you continue to build up some forces there, Ref.
Do great things.
We'll do great things. If we're going to be fighting anyone, we're going to need to do it with axes, so axe conscripts, please. We'll let Ramesses continue to kind of hold them off in the meantime. This one on out. We're going to go for everything that is actually more military focused if we can. Sai as a trading port, take that out as well. We'll switch things back over to economy because that's definitely where we're going to want most of our farms. But in the meantime,
Of all Egypt.
you, Seteru. Is there anything on the way? Shrine of Anubis would be great to activate. Go ahead and hit this one on the way through.
Hear my voice.
House of Red's also on the move, which is not great to see. Yeah, we'll just move up the Nile. To about here.
The Nile will be the lifeblood of my empire.
Indeed, we've got a new Libu tracker. Courtesy gifts. Tell my sovereign, my god, my son, for me all is well. For you, your country, your household, your wives, your sons, your officials, your cavalry, your chariotry, may all be well. We don't have any cavalry. Don't rub it in. New victory objectives. Conquests of Hattusa. Probably a few new ranks gained for Alcatazar and Parinha. We'll get to that. Let's continue on to claim Saw. Is it defended by a full retinue? So, Saw has 23 defenders. We're going to pass right on by then and try to take down this fort.
You stand no chance.
You stand no chance.
Glorious bloodshed.
Perfect. We'll have you set up as many towers or ladders as you can, and we will surround the settlement.
They'll break eventually.
As soon as we get those walls down, they will. Let's go for the presence for a nice bit of upkeep production. You are set up exactly how we would like, although the medium shield isn't as good as our light shield. Well, you get a lot more melee stats, except for the defense. Let's switch you over to a light shield in Kapesh. A little bit less survivable, but should be quite fun. This army we are going to send it down south to take down this fort. Although we don't really care about the forts, do we? We come on in and do some raiding. That I would love.
My time is now.
Time is now. In that case, we'll just keep you in march. Try to build up
Into your
some
positions.
good traits.
Battle is my calling.
Don't mind hitting some outposts on the way through. Waset is up to 3 workforce. I think we are going to spend it mostly on food for now. Got my fuzzy creatures throwing down in the background. Let me sort out their battle and I will be right back. Alright, Civil War averted. Let's get back to it. So we'll have them just bring on over to... I wanted to try to hit the Shrine of Amun. Oh, that's not correct. Shrine of Amun, huh? From our lovely temple complexes, which I think we do need a rework of the landmark buildings. They're only really giving you 6 legitimacy and then a bit of morale whenever you... so it's basically just acting as a monument, but it actually gives you less legitimacy than a monument does, which... How does that make any sense at all? And that's going to be the case for the Ipetsut temple complex as well. I think we need a very big overhaul on how the landmarks work. That way they're a little bit more like the Warhammer ones. So maybe they're assigned to a certain god and they give you a small buff to your armies that god would normally be providing, or to your empire as a whole. We've gained, what, some new gods we could worship in the Canaanite. When actually raw for the first time. Melee attack and melee damage for all infantry. Would give us a bit of reduction for recruitment cost. Happiness and food. Ooh, okay. So Shrines of Ptah would be great. And we've unlocked the Canaanite god Yam, which will give us more income from raising. Also some nice upkeep production, so Yam is not a bad idea. Food income for building supports. Who would we really be trading out, though? Isis is great. Really, the Pantheon we have currently is pretty great. If we were to trade out any of them, it would have been Isis, and we could probably go for Yam just for a bit of a blending of the Pantheons. We won't do any changing for now. Also, I think we do need a rework. We have at least maybe 5 to 6 gods available to be worshipped all at once, because at this point, look how much favor we have over the top. And the game technically wants you to keep surviving until round, or wave 140. Let's see if I can find it. For the surviving the invasion of the Sea People. So they consider this the twilight of the Bronze Age. So 100 turn to 140. You would have a ton of favor for the different gods if you're playing it how I assume you would be. So more gods are available, or need to be available for us.
I stand strong.
No one else wants to be a vassal. No one wants to confederate.
I will carve out a legacy.
A non-aggression pact with Irsu.
I take what I want.
We're gonna go ahead and snag this.
Great plan. Let's do it.
Great plan. Let's do it.
I will defend my... History will remember
All of the Canaanites. Oh, these are Hittites. The Mermen.
Perhaps this is the that sounds like a
That sounds like a good deal.
I stand strong.
Perfect.
history.
We can also sign a non-aggression with Shubaliuma.
To serve.
Well, at this point, we were going to be breaking the Hittites, but we will likely not be going that far in. Let's upgrade. Not Nubit. I almost fell for the trap. We're going to grab the Bronze Workers District instead. You have honestly the goal to complete that immediately if we so wish. 5 here, not quite. Let's go for the Bronze Proving Hall here. He's just going to plot around and smack my settlements. So let's continue to recruit up more here in Miam as well. We need the upkeep production. Oh, here it is. Upkeep production.
My enemies.
He's almost gone. Are there chariots here in this army?
I'll prove myself.
There can be. I guess not yet. Never mind. No chariots. For me. Scoot back to Miam and recruit up some more troops.
Get going. Make your name or die.
Alright, we're going to make this more of a cheap army, so let's grab some Nubian chariots.
I call, you answer.
It only costs 69. Nice. I did say we're going to make this a cheap army, but let's grab one Capesh guard for a very staunch front line. You stay here.
Warrior of Nubia.
Oh, you're in ambush still.
Prepare for
Normal stance, go back to pray to Isis.
I'll kill you.
Guessing we have to wait the turn. Perfect.
Cowards.
Come on into our court. We'll just go ahead and do a little bit more gossiping with Elsoret,
I see you choose your allies.
who is going to just
wisely.
fail to discredit. Choose your allies well, she says. For our next target against Minifer. Siege holdout time. Or just more soldiers. Let's go for the summit with the local elders to drop the next action cost. Tier 3. And in fact, we'll go ahead and take out the happiness building. Fighting rebellions that we're all about here. Now, where did the Libu all disappear off to? They built up another force in Shespnet, which we could probably deal with. There's several armies here, aren't there? Mostly damaged. A few chargers would see these tribesmen off quickly. Let's not auto-resolve it because we would lose several troops. We'll go ahead and circle. Well, this will be the battle we fight. Yeah, the Libu are all over the place. Okay, so you... These guys are likely to flee. And they're not very dangerous, so let's come over here after this group. Because they're actually more likely to stand and fight you.
You stand no chance.
Finish them off quickly. Oh, sweet. We're gonna be heavily wounded, are we? We'll take it. We'll take it. They absolutely will serve Egypt. We lost 700. Still came out for the better there.
Battle is my calling.
Alright, but they're just wounded. We're going to sprint back to Wa for maximum replenishment. And they're still probably going to rampage around and start smacking outposts, which is just fine.
Mighty warrior.
Same thing over here. We'll auto-resolve this one. We'll sprint on up and have ourselves a proper fight. Oh, we can't auto-resolve this one. You all understand what I'm fielding, right? Alright then. Since we can't auto-resolve it, to the field. Alright, sweltering and just kind of normal dry weather. And that should be no problem. We'll just go ahead and deploy. They're going to be up on top of the hill. I don't feel like we should be fighting on the hill at all. We're going to go ahead and set up on this one. We've got our spears to take the brunt of the charge. The Libu swords for our actual front line. We're going to keep it very angled. Braves the King for the end. And then we'll have the Javelin Men
I fought worse than these dogs.
ready up front to skirmish.
Always ready.
Yeah, I'd like to have them up front to skirmish, but that's
Sons of
probably not going to work out for us. We're going to keep them well off to the side. Probably hide them behind these rocks. Guess they're not going to stay hidden. Huh, wonder why not. Either way, we'll grab our slings, Bring them on over to this side.
What are the air
Armored
with
archers
their
up
blood?
front.
Yes, to glory.
And then we'll have our clubs ready to smash in on either side. And our leader in the center. Perfect. Chariots can go off and do whatever they want. These are the royal chariots. They're very, very dangerous. Not scared of anyone. Front line, we'll have the spears in guard mode.
Show
Perfect.
them the rage of the desert.
You have any extra skills here, my friend?
Warrior of Nubia.
Sadly, no. Let's get them. We are going to immediately, if the camera lets me, get onto this hill. We'll likely keep, yeah, the clubs on this side. We can charge them right through. Chariots, let's go ahead and head on this flank and start harassing. Keep these javelins over here.
Our triumph will please the gods.
We'll let them actually move over to help. Once the Libu have closed the gap a little bit.
Chariots forward.
Keep moving.
Sons of Egypt.
Luckily, those composite bowmen do not have near the range our archers do.
Ride onwards.
Libu Desert Swords do have javelins, though, so we don't
The sun
necessarily want to
feels like
charge.
home to me.
Unless we can hit them both with one. And there's none nearby.
Egypt.
You guys just gonna stay here. Keep
Chariots,
launching.
move out.
Arrows their way.
Chariots, move out.
Perfect. Everyone in position. Them over a little bit.
Onwards.
Spears I want slightly in front of the groups and in spear wall
Do
formation.
not doubt us. Spears.
Same thing with these guys.
Nothing will stop us.
Keep you... You don't get shot at by the archers still, so just gonna move our archers all around and give them kind of better positions.
Charioteers, go.
Our charioteers are gonna be best against these warriors because they have no armor and no javelins to throw at us. Two-handed clubmen have javelins though.
Chariots, forward.
Have you guys just walk? There's no reason to waste all of your stamina. They lose a heap of speed.
The might of Nubia. To victory.
Kushite archers forward.
Make it happen.
Fight for Pharaoh.
Keep all of our archers in guard mode except for these guys.
Fighters of Nubia.
And if they're gonna keep chasing,
Ride onward.
you guys keep moving away. We have no other units over here also. We can just go ahead and smush.
Spill blood. The desert welcomes
Yeah, they'll throw
us.
some javelins our way. We'll take a little bit of damage. That's gonna be pretty devastating though. Go ahead and pull this direction.
Chariots,
They got
move
another
out.
unit of chariots coming on in from behind. Rest in peace, Libu swords.
Charioteers, go.
They're still launching shots over here at these guys. And now we'll turn them back around, and as soon as they break, that's the end for the unit. Alright, one down, many to go. Spear wall, or both of you guys. And we'll start bringing the javelins around. Well, to be honest, let's leave them here for now.
Chariots, into position.
As they cheer for Hashut. Okay, interesting stuff going on here. Let's make sure we're not running headlong into charging axes, if we can. Come back through, chariots. You have the mobility. Let's not get bogged down too much there. Well, we may be out of luck. These guys are getting kind of distracted and concerned. There we go. Turn around. Not necessarily what we want, but they're not braced. Alright, rest of the troops are moving on towards us.
Born to do battle.
And they are firing on these two, so let's go ahead and shield wall the units that are getting blasted at. I'll have to close the gap. Another unit gone. Let's go ahead and move on through with the chariots. We lost 2 of them in the fighting, though, so not 100% casualty free. Bring the skirmishers up.
Infantry moving!
This way, brother!
Very close to our front line.
Nothing!
Deal with these composite bowmen. Try to focus down their
Archers, shoot!
lord there.
We will not falter.
Go ahead and crash into these 2 units.
Send them to dust!
Send them to dust. Chariot teams, we're gonna go ahead and move on through, crash into
Chariot, move out!
these archers if you can get organized enough to.
Devastate!
Not get run over by spearmen,
Chariot,
please.
forward! I can see your pain, coward!
See your pain. Try not to show that off.
Anything for victory! Never back down!
Crash on in, you guys come on through as well. Go after those archers, don't get caught by the spearmen, please.
To battle!
Now it's the Libu versus the traitors. The traitorous kin. We have the high ground, which should be giving us a ton of advantage. Chariots are smashing in. What are you guys up to? No!
Kill them all!
We're definitely gonna lose several chariots there.
Glorious combat!
They chose to fight the tribe spears, which is
Devastate them!
not ideal.
Throw your javelins.
You just smash into the archers and pull yourself through. Javelins, just lace these back lines with
Javelins.
spears, please.
Fire! Chariots into position!
Fire on those composite bowmen. You guys worry about the tribe spears that it shouldn't be
We stand strong.
fighting all that well here. Didn't think you have to move that far forward.
Charioteers!
Keep bringing the chariots on out. You guys come through. We can bring them back in and try to smash in over here.
Strike through!
We will not falter!
Hold back. You guys fire those arrows at these desert swords.
Chariots forward!
Those are the quickest spearmen ever.
For my legacy!
Bring the chariots in.
Break them!
Aim for the heart.
Check your javelins and whoever you can there. We should be breaking this first group of spears.
Slingers! Now!
That's an uphill charge, but it is felling fools left and right. Try to bring them on through.
Move out! Charioteers, go!
Bring the chariots together. The spears aren't braced, but they do have bonus versus large, so we want to keep them moving.
You'll die! Never falter!
All of our archers try to focus down these spears.
Fight as one! Chariots!
Chariots come on through. We are losing quite a few of them.
Javelins. Away.
Get in there and start chasing those archers. Alright, their spearmen are gone. We're getting lots of friendly fire.
To battle!
Try to pull them on out. Let the
Sand warriors!
archers finish up
Die!
these last remaining blobs.
Gods have mercy!
Throwing axes at them on their way out. Looks like the Libu have had enough. We'll have the chariots move up the hill.
Move out!
Try to chase off these archers. They're looking a little bit haggard themselves. And there's the victory. Excellent.
Strong
I'm going to run down as many of these rebels as we can, and I will catch you in a moment.
the ancestors!
And down with your ankles.
Nothing
Another
can
500
stop
experience. I think it was just because he was a not very experienced warrior, so it was just thinking that the Libu were going to run right over us. We will choose to replenish them up,
There is honor in servitude.
indeed.
My
And we
greatness
cannot
is
chase them
proven.
off. That is this is something that probably should be changed. We are going to go ahead and throw the competency into upkeep production. And turn him around.
Get
sprint back
ready
towards
to move.
Fez. None of these armies are enough to actually take down a settlement, and if they choose to raid outposts,
Man
so
the
be it.
walls.
We can rebuild those pretty well
Warrior
indefinitely.
of Nubia.
Awesome stuff. Let's come on up here and have the battle for the chess net.
You stand no chance.
You stand no chance. A sandstorm. I'm not going to be fighting the Libu in a sandstorm. Sweltering weather, that's fine. They're immune to it, but it's not going to really have that many effects on us. They're going to be streaming through this gully. And is that the only group we'll have to be dealing with? They'll come on out of the settlement to try to fight us, but I think we can just set up a unit or two of the Libu Raiders to go fight them. We'll have tribesmen just kind of holding that line for a moment. And then we can have all of our archers set up and ready to decimate them on their way in.
It is decided.
Slings over here. And then the composite bowmen taking this hillside. Perfect.
Fear nothing.
So we can make sure our spears are all set up
Dreaming of this slaughter.
aggressively. So we have the tribesmen over there. Let's make sure the spears are able to actually hold their lines.
We will stop at nothing.
Get the Libu tribesmen that are sword oriented in the center. Braves the king. This is likely where all of the enemies are going to be coming through, so let's make sure we're extra ready.
As commanded.
As commanded.
Send them to their afterlife.
Alright, perfect. All the chargers are in behind. We'll have the archers in group. Kushite Royal Guard also are an excellent one to be just kind of holding the line behind our spears here. We'll chuck javelins over their heads.
For victory.
Be great. Up a little bit into wall formation. Same thing here, up a little bit and into wall formation.
At nothing.
Bring the archers up a little bit so they can actually fire. Slings as well. Because we're taking such an aggressive stance. We'll have to modify it pretty quickly if it turns out the enemy's able to come on over here from the other side. But we'll launch the assault on the settlement itself after we deal with the reinforcements. Right then, troops. Let's make sure all of the infantry are together. Spearmen in God mode. And then we'll have our chariots come on around as well. We'll just set them up on the hills, and if the enemy come out of the settlement, we can smash them. Here they come. Make sure you two are focused on Tajemi there. Dealing with the Lord is going to be really important.
I fear nothing.
I fear nothing. Here they come. Or maybe not. They'll just set up inside of the walls, which would be very, very smart.
Fear nothing.
Charge in and break these tribesmen.
Fear us.
Bring them down.
And just break whoever you can.
Wipe them out.
They actually made it in on our archers, so we'll have the chariots
Up close and
just kind of
brutal.
change their mind.
They cannot hide from us now. Aim for their hearts. March.
That's gonna be that. Their fear will spread out, and that should kind of chase the rest of the reinforcements well off. Now you guys come around and start harassing these guys.
Chariots, move out.
You've got some Libu hunters, which have some pretty limited
Chariots,
range.
forward.
Gods have mercy.
Oh yeah, all reinforcements are fleeing except for coming out of the other hill. Broke my mind for a moment.
We will not falter. This way, brothers. We will fight.
Pull the
them
Libu
ourselves.
chargers across. Looks like they're going to try to flee inside the settlement. An interesting strategy.
Chariots into position!
Would have been great if it let me know there were multiple reinforcement spots, but yeah, such is the way. Seriously, they can hit them because those guys up on top of the hill. That's pretty incredible.
And release. March.
We'll try to follow these guys in. Make sure everyone on this side is fleeing.
Move, warriors.
Bring the archers around.
Into position.
Chariots, let's go ahead and move to take out those slings in the back. Meanwhile, the tribesmen just can, again, take the back line, make sure we're not getting charged. Don't think we'll have to deal with it, but just in case. Bring the lord to the center. Spears up.
Marching on.
Come this way if you can. You guys crash in. We're gonna try to bring the rest of the slings out.
This way, brother.
Bring our slingers up as well. Archers take the hillside.
This way, brother.
You guys coming away so you're not taking so much direct fire.
Devastate them!
Alright, everyone else keep moving up.
Soldiers, move.
Ashguard, we should be able to charge in and break these units up front.
You know defeat!
Yeah, he's already hit those slingers, they're gone. Or as good as. Let's leave one of the tribesmen in the back, everyone else can start moving on their way on forward. Let's blast into this lord. Then you two try to shoot the other one. I see no spears at all in here, so let's just smash through the Libu slings. Start cleaning them up.
Right onwards!
Less friendly fire, guys.
Send them to dust.
Chariots pull out away, so you're not taking so much friendly fire.
Spill blood!
Is everyone moving into position? Just a few of you were not. These guys are going in legitimate single file line. Very organized. Probably to their detriment, though. Everyone come on around.
Marching! On the move! Into position!
Chariots moving on out, that way they're not taking too much damage as we were saying before. Have the tribesmen charge on in and crack into the lords. Select them.
We stand
There we go.
strong.
You guys move in, crack into those lords.
Join your ancestors.
Charioteers, go!
Soften them up a bit. You guys, everyone just advance forward.
Get marching. Smash their heads.
They're crashing into Pamuna pretty easily. Now we're going to go ahead and just have the chariots go through the lines.
Through!
And crash into the now engaged
Defeat!
lords. Flanking maneuver. Oh, beautiful. Give that to these royal chariot companions.
Fear nothing!
I think we found our royal general.
Strike through.
Strike through.
Alright, lads, let the arrows fly. Chariots seem to be having a little bit of trouble getting through. Come on, chariots, you can do it. There's only a few spearmen in there. Let's have all of our archers focus down the spears. You guys turn around and crack those Libu slings. Having too much trouble actually getting into the settlement.
Never back down! We are unstoppable!
Unstoppable.
The pride of Nubia.
Glorious combat!
Hey, those guys are running.
Ride onwards! How can this be happening?
This would be a bloodbath if we actually had the blood money. No, that's one lord gone. We can deal with those slings. We're in a really good spot.
Devastate them! I will not die!
Chariots should be annihilating Pamuna there, but let's go through. Try to get the other slings. Meanwhile, the swordsmen are fighting Pyrinha. Use that mass to press through.
Bloodshed!
Die.
Damage has been taken. These guys are still back here doing nothing.
Fight as one!
Okay, let's keep massive fire on them. Come on, chariots, press through.
Spill blood! Break them!
And if you can't, just charge into the spears.
You'll die!
That'll work as well.
Hack them down. You will suffer.
Taking a little bit of damage. I
Sons
was
of Egypt!
hoping the spears would actually break faster than that. No, through.
Chariots forward! To battle!
Single file line, lads. You can do it. Group 1, keep blasting the tribe spears. Yeah, the chariots, that was a foolish maneuver on our part. Didn't quite work.
Blood! Chariots,
Figure they
move
can push
up!
through. Yes, it's a blob of lads, but just in max speed, keep going. You guys pull on back.
Chariots into position!
Gods, watch over us!
Libu tribesmen charge up, try to get involved with the other Libu tribesmen. There's only a few enemies remaining. I'm gonna have the slingers try to go after their fellows there. And group 2 just press forward.
Cut through them! There is no hope!
You have to actually make it through the settlement. You guys come on around. Probably do the same thing with our Nubian bowmen here. Bring them around the settlement.
Position. Marching.
March!
Actually get some shots in.
Break their necks!
Everyone else, keep charging. Really bogged down here in this spot. Want to round chariots.
We will triumph!
You got a little bit of a better
Never back down.
pathing while they're moving their way through settlements. Yes, they're going to struggle, but if they just get their pathing fixed up a little bit,
Backs away!
I think chariots can perform quite better without having quite as many losses coming their way.
Away!
The chariots go all the way around.
Right, onwards.
That's our chariot companions. I'm thinking they were, a couple of them were stuck in the blob. So they kept coming on back and then they would retreat immediately.
Never back down!
Everyone who can, let's go ahead and fire on
Release!
the enemy lord. You're not advancing as an infantryman. Move.
Test my blade! I have no fear! You'll know defeat!
Right then, so chariots are moving around all the way. Let's make sure they're a bit more
Chariots, move
compact, so they should hopefully be able to move through the settlement. We'll just smash them in
Strike
to this group of slingers.
Power and pride.
There we are. Anchos, launch your death. Those Libu tribe spears are actually moving quite a bit faster. Let's keep them back.
Chariots into position.
My chariots are coming on in.
Chariots, move out.
For glory!
Oh, I'm actually seeing some of my troopers start to get concerned about their lives now.
Bring them down.
Only thing you should be concerned about is not disappointing me. Turn your backs to us. At your own peril there, my friends.
Always! You don't have the skill
Our
to
slings are
challenge me.
complete, or our arrows are mostly out of arrows. Charge them on in.
Warriors! Stone there!
Keep trying to finish off with Jaha there.
Fear us!
On the move.
Blob fight of a century.
Born to do battle.
Gods have mercy on you, for I won't. You'll pay for that with your life. Retreat,
A whole bunch of smack talk.
In short order.
Bring these chariots around to the sides so they can actually use all of their ammunition. Not really sure what these infantrymen are doing in the back line here.
Weakling!
More flanking maneuver for our Pharaoh guard.
Around their side!
This is likely the end of my chariot teams, but we need to try to finish off these archers. Come on then.
Chariots forward.
One final mission.
You'll know defeat.
Crash into the tightly packed blobs. And then into the general.
Glorious combat.
If you fall as men. He turned around immediately and started chopping. I figured we could get the fear
Sons of Egypt.
passed out to enough units so we could get a mass rout.
Gazil will bring
There we
your
go.
death by my hand.
Alright, let's bring them on away.
My
They can probably
hand
hit
always
these slings as well.
strikes me.
How can we win?
You can is the
Never
answer.
falter. Meet your end.
Bring the chariots up
Charioteers,
this
go.
street here. As we continue to chop our way through all of the
Warrior
fleeing
of Nubia.
Libu.
For Egypt.
Slingers, fire!
We will fight another day.
On back this way.
Right, onwards.
But let's go away from the enemy infantry if we can.
Forward. Chariots, move out.
If they get charged, it's not going to be great, but not a lot we can do about it.
Challenge
There's
me.
just too many men in the way
Fight as
fleeing.
one. Gods have mercy.
Spears!
Brothers, run!
We're gonna move our units up in order there.
We stand strong!
Just a big chaotic blob in the middle. Bash guard, come on in, take down those spearmen. Pharaoh guard, follow them in.
To battle!
You'll die!
Like most of the enemy are ready to flee.
To battle!
You guys fight those tribe spears. You have any kind of special advance? It doesn't look like it.
I'll crush them!
Come on, everyone. Oh, they're in.
Fight hard!
I will have one of you Kushite spearmen chase these guys.
Together, brothers!
Our slings. Just move further inside the settlement there.
You will suffer!
Come on, back there. Chariots.
Chariots into position! Arrows away!
Axe
Run in there,
warriors!
Pharaoh guard.
Chariots!
Run up around with the chariots. And
We are unstoppable!
yeah, now we can go ahead and charge in. Let you guys hold this pathway there. That's a lot of fleeing. We get the mass rout and victory. You're not going to be needing that where you're going. Right to the afterlife. We were too much for them. We were incredibly outnumbered, but it mattered as 0. Warriors of Pharaoh
I rule here now.
need numbers not. We gained phantom armor and a duelist. Sounds great to me. And Jahemi is currently ambushing. Wonder what kind of dastardly deeds you're up to. Alceret is at war with who?
I think little of your intelligence. Try not to prove me right.
I would keep that to yourself. Your empire is so fragile.
You stand no chance.
We gotta wait till next turn to go after them.
Break eventually.
They absolutely will. Here at Wassa, we've got the 3 extra bits of growth. Let's go ahead and come on in and grab more farmland for the food. We really need to try to get our food sorted. We've got lots of armies, but we need even more. We have to feed them. It does look like Tal'Zareth is thinking about starting some things with us, which would go very poorly for her. Let's be honest.
I will take what is owed to me. By
Can you get up on shore? Make this man concerned for his life? You could also just ignore them, because there's nothing really an army of 11 can do.
Nile will be the lifeblood of my empire.
We'll go ahead and settle Akhenaten if it allows us to. Skill points for Al-Qadazar. We'll go for probably a bit of replenishment finally. Go 2 points in replenishment. Shesep Net, we can give the Bronze Proving Hall, or yeah, let's go for the Bronze Proving Hall for now.
Mighty
We'll have to have him set for a few turns and replenish. We could alternatively merge up and recruit
Line
more.
up. Let me see.
Those be less in every way. Which is not super exciting. There are Levu absolutely everywhere. Most of them are broken remnants. But there's still going to be an issue. Construction here at Kurkur. Definitely our stone building. In northern Nubia, we'll finish off our archery range, and then keep saying we have ancillaries that are unequipped. But I'm not sure we're actually able to equip most things to chariots. Yeah, we're out of luck there.
Warrior of Nubia.
Couple perfect battles. I think that's going to be it for this turn. Awesome. Well, this looks like we're going to have at least one more episode for Pharaoh. I'd like to claim Mennefer, and then do battle with the Sea People at least once on proper terms. We've got lots of armies sailing around out here, but none of them have moved on in to take down Pharoah yet. I think it's only a matter of time. So what we're going to do is take out the Happiness Building and the grain pots. We're going to try to slot in defenses. City guard station. Don't quite have enough for the guard compound. It may just not be enough anyway.
The might of
Already have
Libya.
you grab. We'll grab more royal archers and the Pharaoh guard.
Let us band together.
Doing what you can to hold the line, and I appreciate you for it. Let's give it one more intern back with Amenmesse.
Amenmesse, Pharaoh of Egypt.
Harvest season once more. We've got a new ambition. Which of these are going to give us any victory points? 5 victory points for surviving the collapse. We must go on. We can't go on. We will go on. Or we must confederate or destroy the Karga. Now we're surviving the collapse, of course. We are the survivor.
Ruler of all.
It helps that we're nowhere near the coast.
Stand easy.
Go ahead and
Taste
settle
my
Akhenaten.
golden blade.
Ah, that's what I thought. So we are not able to unless we have the Akhenaten legacy. So we'll do nothing. Makes sense why it's still a ruin. Alright then, onward towards Minifer.
Get ready to march.
There's a single Wasset army in the way. A Saw army as well. Speed bumps and nothing
Keep
more.
those oars moving.
Keep those oars moving. With those victories over our opponents and the impending duels, well, we can at least get rid of these guys. I'll resolve this settlement here. Fort.
That
Have
was
them
closer
serve
than I
Egypt.
thought.
Certainly was.
My greatness
We'll just
is
raise that to the
over.
ground and turn around and
Warrior
surround
of
Saw
Nubia.
with our Haggard force.
Break these tyrants.
We're quite damaged, but if you guys come out of the walls to fight us on the field, you are boned.com. I'll go ahead and continue this siege.
Keep them trapped.
We are in no hurry. With that, I am out of time for today. I have been at Space Was a Total War. Remember to leave a like for the like god and a sub for the sub zone. I'll see you all in the next one.